Okay, we are going to go over how to add an security profile or access period for a renter. This would be for temporary renters only. Long-term renters would be slightly different, although we'll talk about that briefly. Okay, so we're in alarm.com. On the left-hand side, there is the user access section. And then we have a list of current users, which will be blocked out just for privacy reasons. What we're going to do is create a new one for a renter that has been approved coming up. So along the top, we have a few different access plans, access points, and logins. We just need to stay in the users area and click on the plus user. In this area here, there's a few other options which we won't be using. So in this here, we're going to enter the user's first name and last name. In the last name, we're just going to add in the date of their rental. Just so that we remember when they're renting, and also it's a little reminder that we have to remove them later. So right off the bat, we have, first of all, we've created the user. We've added their details. We're going to add some contact information. So when they have filled out their form, they will have indicated whether they want a physical fob or the rental form, whether they want a physical fob or a mobile credential sent to their phone. If they just want a physical fob, you don't have to enter any of the contact information right now. But if they did have a physical fob, a mobile fob, then you need to enter their mobile information. This should all populate in the form. It asks them for all these details. Okay, so we don't have to add contact information right now. We already have that. That's only for the mobile fob. We have to add a credential, which is one of the first things is a PIN. So this will give them, if needed, the ability to disarm the alarm panel. However, the fob should also deactivate it when they scan it at the door. This is a backup, but it needs to be entered before you can proceed to add a fob. So we are using currently just the last 4 digits of the user's phone number that they've provided. Okay. And then we will, okay, so we've created a PIN that doesn't give them access to the door, just to the security system. We have to change their access period. So we have access period here. Currently, their credentials never expire. Well, we don't want them to have permanent access, unending access. So we'll uncheck the credentials out, never expire. We will select the start and end date. If this is a ongoing rental that will be coming weekly, we can select a start date only if it's going to be ongoing. Okay, I'm going to pick the date. And now the time will be the rental period, but adding 15 minutes on either side. So this is the wrong way. So if we wanted to start at 6 p.m., we would give them credential access at 5:45, and then their access would end. We've been ending it at 30 minutes after. You can be 15 minutes after, but there should be a window where they can access the building again if they need to, just in case something was forgotten. But they are also going to be told that they need to be out right at their booking time. But just to avoid us having to run over and to manage those things, we just add a little bit of time at the end. So just confirming October 1st. Okay, so 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. rental. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing will be to add an access plan. So they need a PIN first and then an access plan. The access plan is what gives them access to the doors. So we'll go to click on I went a little faster. Access plans, click on manage access. There are a few different access plans. For renters, they'll be under basic renter. This gives them access to the main door, the lounge, and the cleaning room. And during our standard business hours of 6 a.m. to 1 a.m., however, their profile will only be active during that previously set date and time that we had set up. The other profiles would, like if we had a trusted renter, someone that we're going to um, allow to use some of the other spaces, like maybe the office area and or the soccer storage, we would give them access to everything except for the electrical room. But this is basic renter. Okay, now the other thing that we've been working on is adding them to a user group. I don't think we need, well, to be honest, I'm not sure what's happening with this right now, but we'll add them to the renter group here for now. I'm not really clear on what the difference is. This gives them access to be able to swipe in and unlock doors, like keep them unlocked, whereas the other one gives them access to enter the door, the access plan. Okay, so at this point, we would be ready to add a credential. The credential is a fob, physical key fob, or a mobile credential sent to their mobile phone. They just need to have the alarm.com app installed. They do not need to create a profile. They do not need to log into anything. It will be sent to their phone or their email. And once the app is installed, they can accept it and it will just be added to a little wallet within the app, but they don't need an account for that. When they want to use the credential, they just need to have their phone screen unlocked. They don't have to open the app. And then they can tap their phone. Okay, so if we wanted to add a mobile credential, we would need to, as I said before, add contact information. So they need to make sure that there's either an email or a phone number entered. That is so that the mobile credential can be emailed to their phone or texted to their phone. And then we would click the plus sign up here and we go mobile credential. Now, it's going to say that there is no mobile credential available because we don't have contact information added. So this person is going to get a fob. So we'll click on access badge. There's two different ways. We can scan the badge at one, if we're in the building, we would scan the badge at one of the readers. So we would have the badge in our hand. We'd say, yeah, I'm going to scan it at maybe at the office door. And then you click next. And then what you'll do is you'll actually scan the badge and the system is going to be watching the office door for this unknown badge to be scanned. And then it'll add that badge to the user's profile. The other way is just to enter the badge number, which is printed on the badge. I think that's the most straightforward. It's the easiest and it seems to work. We enter badge number, assign the badge. Now, if we're not going to assign the badge yet, then we'll have to come back the week before the rental starts and assign a badge at that point. Okay. And now once they are done their rental, then they will return the fob and we will eventually delete their profile. So just reviewing, we would check that the person's name is listed and their rental date, that they have a PIN established here, which should be the last four digits of their number. Eventually, they would have a fob or NFC token added here as well. It has an access period that shows 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after their rental for access. They have a user group listed as renter. These other items don't need to be checked. If they're going to get a mobile credential, they need to have at least one contact information item added. The access plan needs to be showing as basic renter, and that will be it. If we wanted to delete the user, this is where we do it here once they're done. And we do want to do that regularly to wipe those out just because we only have a certain number of users in here, as I understand, so, and fobs and all that. So we will want those unassigned. Okay, that is all for now.